All right, I want to welcome everybody to the In the Pink Team Call this Tuesday night. We've got a good number of people on right now, and so I want to just kind of say welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm super excited. Kim Day, who is on our team, is going to be sharing her testimony in a little while. She's got a wonderful health testimony and a great business testimony, so I know we're all going to be super blessed by what she shares with us. So before we get to Kim, I do want to make some announcements. Let's see, you guys, we're having a great month. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the back office. I try not to look at the back office too much until we get towards the end of the month, but our team is on fire, you guys. November was our best month ever. December was better than that, and January is looking to be even better than that. So the momentum that we have on this team is incredible. And if there's anything about, if you've ever read any kind of leadership books and understanding team building, momentum is probably the one thing that you want more than anything on your team. So this big team has awesome momentum, and the reason that's happening is because of our smaller teams like Bethany's team and Lisa's team and Carrie's team and Missy's team, and I mean there's lots of you guys, so I know I'm missing them, but all of you guys have really awesome things going on. And so I just want to encourage you all in that to continue doing what you're doing, continue putting the great information out there, doing the events, the accountability groups, challenge groups, all of it. So anyway, just really excited. I was very excited to see the back office today. So if you're on this call, that means that you're a part of the In the Pink team, which is the kind of our big team. Right now, we have 777 people on our team. I looked at the back office. That's a really fun number. Lucky 777. So you're a part of this kind of big team in the pink, but you're also likely a part of another smaller team. So you might be on another team page. So for example, I'm looking at Lisa Coop and Bethany Haywood. I know they both have their own team pages, so it's likely you're a part of that team page too. Our team is also a part of a much larger team in the company called the Destination Diamond Dream, who is run by Celeste Gwen and Jen Hawkins, who just happen to be the most successful ambassadors in Plexus of all time. So we have a really, really wonderful, what we call upline, where we have great resources. And so it's super exciting to be a part of such an amazing team who gives great training and great information and is just really superstars in the company. So you guys are in a good spot if you're brand new. I would love to be able to kind of know all my new people and introduce new people. So if you're new, if this is like your first time on the call or you're new to the team, if you want to just if you could just send me a little message on chat. If you see at the bottom, there's a little bubble and it says chat, and you can just kind of say, hey, it's, whoever, and my sponsor is whoever your sponsor is. Because I would love to be able to really have, talk to everybody, but we can't really do that on this venue. So if you could do that for me, that'd be awesome. I want to go over quickly. You guys know that the corporate sent out the convention contest this week, so that if you're new to Plexus and don't understand that, that's a really great opportunity to earn credits, which are different than pay points. I was confused when I first started about that, but you earn points towards specifically convention. This year, our convention is in Las Vegas. It's the week of June the 13th, 14th, and 15th, I believe. I know a lot of people have already made their reservations for hotels, and we're making plane reservations. So if you would just have a little bit of an interest in doing that, absolutely make it happen, because convention is where leaders are born. When we make the sacrifice and the intentionality to get to these Plexus events, that's really what takes your business to the next level. So I really, no matter what it takes, I want you guys, let's figure out a way. We have, I don't know, is it like 5 months away? There's plenty of time to make a plan to get yourself to convention. So I want you to do that. And by earning the convention points, you can do things like earn your registration paid for by Plexus. You can earn money. If you earn a certain number of points, you can earn like a $300 voucher. You could win $5,000. So there's lots of different things that you can earn. So what I want you to do is not be complacent about that convention contest. I want you to look at that convention contest, look at the things that they're awarding, figure out where you want to fall on that, and then work backwards. Because when you do that, when you understand what you need to do for the next 5 months to get, say you've decided, you know what, I want to win, and I'm not looking at it in front of me, I want to win the $2,000. Okay, I want to win the $2,000. That's where I want to be. Okay, you want that $2,000 check, and then you're going to figure out what you have to do to get there, and you're going to work backwards, and then you're going to know, and then you've got a roadmap. You don't want to get 3 or 4 months down the road and figure out, man, I could have won that $2,000 if I had done $100 in PV in January. Gosh, if I just push a little, you don't want to be in that position. But instead be on the front end of it. So I really want to encourage you to get that. And if you're not sure how to kind of work backwards, get with me. That's like one of my favorite things to do, is to goal set and crunch numbers, y'all. Or if you've got your sponsor, you guys want to sit down together and set some goals for that. Be intentional about goal setting for those convention contest credits. They will likely send them out. They do usually send those updates out on Wednesdays. So we might get an update this Wednesday, or it could be the following Wednesday. So that's what I want to say about that. Let's see. We've got a great contest still going on right now through the end of the month. It's the Going for Gold contest. So anybody that's promoted to gold, senior gold in the months of November, December, January, 3 months, are going into a drawing at the end of the month for a first prize of $1,000 and second prize is $500. And that's really exciting. So I think I'll do a live drawing on a team call so we can all kind of be here together and see who's going to win that. So far, we've got 2 entries. We've got Bethany Haywood and Amy Hayes, who both went gold last month. And I suspect there's quite a few that are going to promote this month. So we'll all really be celebrating with them in the next couple of weeks as they promote to gold and senior gold. Let's see. So I think that was it for my announcement. I've got some stuff I want to share at the end, just on like some sort of like some DMO tips and some business tips and so forth. But I want to really get to Kim and give her plenty of time to share. And so if we don't have time for that stuff, then we'll just save it for next week. So I want to introduce Kim, who I had the pleasure of meeting over the summer. And when I came to her, when I first met her, I can honestly say that the person that I see right here, this beautiful lady that's ready to share a fabulous health testimony and business testimony, is like this beautiful flower that blossomed since I saw her back in the summer. And so I've just really had a wonderful time watching her grow and blossom into the beautiful flower that you see here on the call tonight. So I am going to just let you, Kim, just really introduce yourself to the team, and then, you know, share away. And then after you kind of give your story, we'll ask you some questions. Okay?
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. This is new to me. I'm excited and nervous. My name is Kim Day, for those of you who don't know me. And I am a nurse. I'm an LPN and have been for years. Have 3 kids. Just really busy life. Anyway, my story really begins back in 2011. I started having really strange symptoms. Difficulty walking, muscle spasms, muscle twitching, cramping, stiff joints, headaches, chronic fatigue, anemia. I mean, you name it, I was having it. The doctors couldn't figure out what it was. I had been to a neurologist, a rheumatologist, urologist, every ologist you can think of I had been to, and had multiple testing done, you know, labs, x-rays, MRIs, all that. And what they concluded in 2011 was basically you have fibromyalgia and you have osteoarthritis. Of course, you're anemic, you're vitamin D deficient, you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, you have endometriosis, I mean, polycystic breast, because I've been to a breast surgeon as well because I had a couple scares myself. So anyway, that was all kind of the diagnosis I had been given then. And of course, since 2011 to 2014, had been given multiple prescription medications treating all these symptoms. And then, of course, when you're given a medication, it causes new symptoms and side effects. So then from those side effects, I was given more medication to treat the side effects of that medication. So it just kind of snowballed and things just kept getting worse. So 2014 was really the height of it. It really got bad, 2014. I went to my internist. I was having trouble walking again. It was just intense. She started me in physical therapy. Can't begin to tell you guys how much physical therapy I've had. I mean, it's a revolving door for me to go to physical therapy. And so I did physical therapy. She sent me to the second neurologist in 2014 who did, you know, my EMGs and MRIs and CAT scans and blood work. One visit, I had 12 tubes of blood taken at one time. It was just crazy. And so he couldn't really figure it out. So then he sent me to UVA, where I underwent more testing from another neurologist, well, actually multiple doctors at UVA that I saw there in 2014. So from that, you know, basically the same diagnosis. They think probable is what they said, probable MS. But they said, you know, it could take up to 10 years, depending, you know, if the lesions are so small they can't see, yada, yada, yada. You know, it just went on and on. It's the story of my life. So anyway, I was on so much medication, trying to work full time. I stayed sick constantly. I was working for CHKD, Children's Hospital. Of course, exposed to a lot of germs. So I had strep throat 3 months in a row. Just stayed sick. Long story, couldn't work. So I went to part-time, couldn't keep my full-time nursing job. I just couldn't physically handle it anymore. I mean, it was just a chore to get out of bed, to get one foot in front of the other. I was so stiff and in so much pain every morning. It was awful. And so I went part-time. So I started working 3 days a week. So at that point, you know, I was on so much medication. I was groggy. You know, I would sleep a lot. The days I didn't work, I slept. I stayed in bed. I had to recover. Basically, I worked 3 days a week, and the days I was off were recovery days for me so that I could keep working those 3 days a week. And anyway, Bethany, wonderful Bethany, shared Plexus with me so many times, and I am so hard-headed because I just couldn't believe a pink drink could do anything because, I mean, I was on muscle relaxers, I was on steroids, I was on gabapentin, Elavil. I mean, just all these medications I was on, and I just couldn't believe anything like this could, you know, a natural supplement could help me. How could that, you know, I just couldn't believe it. But Bethany stayed faithful and followed up with me multiple times, and thank God she did. And she was so patient with me. I'm so thankful. You know, because I kind of felt like I was dying. I really felt like I was dying. I did. I thought, you know, I must be dying. They can't figure this out. I'm just going to lay here and just die. They're not doing anything for me. I mean, I kind of got to that point where you just kind of, after 2011 to 2014, you just kind of give up. Like, well, they're not helping. Doctors can't figure this out. You know, I kind of felt like I was dying. So what the heck? I'll try the pink drink. I'll do it. Not going to hurt. And 3 months into it, I started really feeling better. I actually was sleeping better. And I got out of bed, and my husband noticed that first. You're getting out of bed and you're walking. You're not holding on to the bed and like doubling over and just shuffling your feet. You're actually walking when you get out of bed in the morning. He's like, that is crazy. I'm like, I am walking. I'm not hurting. You know, it was just like, okay, this is really crazy. So it just, you know, that was after about 3 months. It took about 3 months. I mean, I've noticed little things in the beginning, but the big walking was about 3 months into it. The walking was much better. And so I never went to my doctor to get Plexus approved. I'm the bad nurse. I do everything opposite of what I was taught in nursing school. It's just, anyway. I started taking the products, and then I started weaning myself off of medications because I was feeling better before I went to my doctor. And when I went to my doctor at the 3-month mark, she noticed my blood pressure was in normal range. She looked at me after she did the exam and she said, golly, something is different. She said, your inflammation is much better. She said, you still have inflammation. She said, do you know how bad your inflammation really was? I said, heck yeah, I knew how bad it was. She said, what are you doing? It's like, glad you asked. I'm just going to show you. So I started pulling them all out of my purse and I set them on the desk and she just looked at me like, what is this? I'm like, let me tell you. And so I shared Plexus with her and all the products. She looked at everything and she spent an hour with me on that visit. It was crazy. Looked at all the ingredients. She said, you know what? None of this is hurting you. You're actually getting better. She was like, keep doing it. Keep doing it. And she was like, and so she got her pen and paper out and she said, now tell me, what are you not taking now? And okay, and you're taking this and you're not taking this. And she was just blown away. She was like, where do you get this stuff? I said, me, it's for me. It's great. You know, so it was just wonderful. It was a great visit. And she approved it and gave it a thumbs up. She said, keep doing it. And so I've continued and things are just getting better. I'm, just getting better. It's really unbelievable.
So tell everybody what products you use.
I started with the triplex combo at first with the X Factor. I did start right away with the X Factor. Bethany had given me a bottle of X Factor. She's like, try this with it. So I went straight for it. And in the past, I have not been able to take vitamins. Make me deathly ill. Deathly ill. So I was kind of not really sure about the vitamin because I didn't want to get sick and start throwing up and all that stuff. Been totally fine with the X Factor. So I did triplex with the X Factor. And then I added the Ease. And of course, the Ease is amazing. Oh my gosh. It just puts, triplex, it just like makes things keep getting better and better. When you add the Ease to it, it's like, whoa, this is great. And now I have nerve support too. So the triplex, X Factor, Ease, nerve support. I have block now. I've incorporated block. And that's it. That's the ones that I use.
Okay, you don't do Mega X?
I don't do Mega X yet. Nope, haven't done that one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us about your business journey because I don't think you started for the business. How did that happen?
I did not start for the business at all. Basically, I talked to Bethany and said, well, so many people from our church are doing this, I don't think I need to sign as ambassador. I'm not going to go anywhere with this because there's so many people already doing it. She said, no, just do it. Just do it. And I said, okay, well, I'll get the wholesale prices because I knew I wanted to take the products and really give it a try. So the reason you shouldn't start as an ambassador just to get wholesale prices, I did that. And I didn't really plan on getting crazy with the business, like really, I guess, working it like I am now. It's crazy. And like on the call last night, when she said, what's my next goal? Where, she would ask her, ambassador over her, what's my next goal? What do I do now? And that's kind of how I am with Bethany. It's so funny. I'm like, oh my, like, okay, what do I do next? Like, how do I get that? How do I go gold? Like, oh, okay, I only have to get 3 more? Well, this is cool, okay, and so I'm still asking Bethany all the time, now what do I do? Now what about this? Like, I'm still learning all the business end of it because I was so focused on my health. I just was wanting to feel better, wanting to live and just be able to function that I didn't even give the business a thought. But now I am. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, these products are amazing. I can't stop talking about them. And I just tell everybody, when someone complains, I'm just, oh, I've got something for you. You got a migraine? Let me just tell you. And so now the business part is like coming to life for me. So yeah.
Well, tell us because you are doing great. Bethany, your team is on fire and Kim has had a lot to do with that. And so you're fairly close to goals, right?
Right.
Yes. So tell me how your why has changed, your vision has changed for what you want out of this.
I still want to continue the great health journey that I'm on. I'll never stop the products because they are helping me, and I'm too afraid to stop them. I would hate to see what would happen if I stopped them. So it will always be for health, but now it's more of I want to leave my nursing job and do this full time, because my passion, of course, as a nurse, has been to help people. But there's only you can only take helping people so far as a nurse. And this, I feel like I can do so much more with encouraging people and talking to people. And, I have a passion for helping people. And so now my why is helping people. And I've actually gotten to the point, because the first few times I've had a few customers like quit and drop out. And I got really bummed out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've lost 2 customers. I don't know, And now I don't even care. I'm like, their loss, I don't care. I'm going on. With or without you, I'm moving on. And that's how I feel. I'm like, even if nobody takes these products, I will always take these products. And that's just how I personally feel. So whether, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you didn't like it. It didn't work out for you. Of course I ask them questions like, kind of find out. And I'm friendly when we end it, but I'm like, moving on.
Absolutely.
Next, let's go. I'm just ready.
Absolutely. Well, that is great. So you have the vision of being able to get to a point in Plexus where you would be able to do it full time and leave your nurse. I love that. I love it.
Yes.
Very good. Let's see. Does anybody, before I move on, does anybody have any questions specifically for Kim? You can unmute yourself and ask, or you could do it through the chat button. Anyone? No. Okay. Well, what an inspiring testimony, Kim. I love that. And I love how you added at the end. You're right, because think about this. If Bethany hadn't shared with you and been persistent, you would still feel like your life was ending, right? And so as you and everyone that I'm talking to right now, as you think about your business and you think about how important it is to reach out to people and to stay consistent and believe wholeheartedly that you have something that will truly change somebody's life. And if you're just getting started, how many people are out there that you can do that for? And so to know that we're in the business of truly changing lives, as beauty pageant and cliche as that sounds, sometimes when I say it, I'm like, did you really just say that? It's the truth, because in my experience, in my 2 years of now doing it, I have a long list of people that are my dear friends, my family, and then people that I just met, at the grocery store, at the Sweet Frog, or at the school with my kids, that are coming to me now and going, I'm so glad you shared with me. I'm so glad that you were bold. I'm so glad that you were persistent. And so that's how important it is for everybody on this call to understand, to don't hold back. And something that I loved last night, we have these diamond calls every Monday night for a challenge group. If you're not currently in the challenge group, it's still open. You can just let me know that you want to be added, and you can jump on these calls. But one of the things that Kendra Randolph, who's a diamond, said last night, she said that she lives outside of her. She said, I live outside my comfort zone. And I love that, because we kind of do, need to, in order to really be bold and really to share and really to offer like the world what we have, go ahead and live outside your comfort zone. So when you're standing in line at the Walmart or the grocery store and you hear somebody complaining about being tired or having a headache or whatever it is that you're overhearing, because we do, when your ears are open, you hear all day long people talking about how bad they feel and how they need something, and and your radar goes off. You're like, I have something. And in that moment, I want you to live outside your comfort zone, because I don't care how extroverted you are, me included. There's something about stepping out and going, oh, I have something that might help you. That's scary for a minute, but just think and remember Kim's story. Remember Lisa Weinkips has told her story many times about how it's helped with her MS and changed her life. Think about that could be that person that you're standing there with. And if you don't tell them, then you've missed your opportunity, and in a way that's selfish on our part. So that's really, I love that you were able to really share that, Kim, and convey that to everybody on the call, because that's really what that's what this is about. And then you have this extra added thing that we have this business opportunity. That's amazing that we can be changing lives, helping people, and making a difference. And we have this wonderful opportunity to completely change our financial future for ourselves and our families. Because Plexus, and I'll say this, and I like to say this as many times as possible, has the best compensation plan in network marketing. Our company has decided that they're going to pay us right, and they're going to do network marketing the right way. So if you're new, be confident in knowing that we have people that come to our company who are network marketing professionals that come to our company solely for the compensation plan before they even know anything about the products, because it's that amazing when you understand comp plan. So anyway, that is just be excited about that part of it too. And I want to add, because I think a lot of times, especially when you're kind of just getting started and maybe you've tried the products and you know that they work and you're super passionate about the products, but some people have a tendency, and me included when I first started, to be like, I don't know if I really want to share the business opportunity because I don't want my friends to think I'm just trying to recruit them, or I'm just trying to like sell them or whatever. But I want you to think, when you have that thought, I want you then to remember that we have the best compensation plan, and that there's people that are just like you and me that are making $500,000 a year now for their families. And that sounds crazy. There's lots and lots of people that are making extra $1,000 a month, and there's lots and lots of people that are making extra $5,000 just by doing this business and working. But I want you to think about the comp plan being wonderful, and then think about, what do people lose sleep over? Okay? What is it that people toss and turn about and lose sleep over? Is it about having a headache or having low energy? Or is it about that they can't pay their bills? Okay, there's more people whose lives are being ruined by not being able to pay their bills than anything else. There's more people that end up having bad marriages and end up in divorce, and it's over finances. So money is important in people's lives, and we have something that can change their financial future and their financial outlook. And so you can help people there too. And I just want you to remember to be bold about that as well, because it's just, to me, just as important to be telling people and giving them, of course, the opportunity to say, is this something that you're open to, and would you be willing to run? Because if you're willing to run with this business, I'm going to run with you, and we're going to lock arms, and I'm going to run with you all the way to the finish line to be successful. So be bold about that. Let's see, I've got a few more minutes to finish up, and I wrote down a few things as I want to, as we move into what I think is the best time of year to grow our Plexus business. Because I want you guys to think about the timing right now. We just got over Christmas, everybody's in January, we've already been starting to think about the new year and resolutions, and now between now and the spring is when life is very normal for people, okay? There are people who are on routines, people are in school, they're working, there's not a lot going on, they're not running off to vacation, and there's not crazy holidays that mess everybody up. But between January and June, there's a lot of consistency in everyone's life, and so there's not as many excuses for not buying our products, getting started on the health products, and also the business opportunity. So I want you to be thinking, what do I need to do to really, really set your business up for great momentum into the summer? Because what can happen, in the summertime, that's when people get off their schedule and they're on vacation, and you'll find that it's just sometimes, even for ourselves, it becomes harder to stay in a routine and stay consistent. So forward thinking, if we're always kind of thinking about our business being, a chess match or whatever, be forward thinking in that. Utilize this time right now to really create great habits for yourself, okay? You want to be really focused on your DMO, which we say that all the time. It's a daily mode of operation or daily method of operation, which means get into a really great habit every day of working your business. Figure out what your business hours are going to look like, because I know the people I'm talking to on this call want to build a business, or you wouldn't be on this call. So that's why I'm speaking to you all this way. In order to be successful, set up your DMO, have your business hours, decide what you're willing to give up. That was another thing that I think we learned if you were on that call last night. She talked about intentional sacrifice. In order to really run and to really be successful in this business, you have to give something else up. The stuff doesn't just come from nowhere, and we don't just get lucky. There's no such thing as luck in our business. Some people can be luckier than others. You might sign with someone else that's a rock star, but the chances are, you know, you're going to have to do the work. So intentional sacrifice means, what does that look like for you? And really setting up your days to work your business. So your DMO is, we suggest as a bare minimum, you do 5-3-1. So you're reaching out to 5 new people a day. You're following up with 3 people a day, and you're doing 1 personal growth activity. And then I also add following up with 1 of your team members. So if you're brand new and you don't have team members, then that one will come. But that's super important too for you all. Even if you have 1 person on your team, you're a leader. Okay, you're a leader. If you want to be a diamond in this company, then you're going to think like a diamond and you're going to act like a diamond, even if you have even if you're just getting started, you have 1 person on your team. So I want to challenge you all to, your mindset in that way is super important for your overall success, because when you have the confidence, when you start leading and thinking that way, like, I'm a diamond and I'm going to lead that way, think that way, I'm going to lead this 1 person on my team that way, that confidence becomes you, and then more people are attracted to that. Okay, and your team will grow because people will want that confidence that you have to lead and lead them in that way. So, okay, so I think I said I was going to do something about a challenge. I want you to stay outside your comfort zone, and I want you to challenge yourself to do your DMO every single day. I am guilty. I'm speaking to the choir here because sometimes I don't do it. And I can tell you that when I don't do it, it catches up. When I'm not really intentional about 5-3-1 every day, eventually it catches up and I'm like, oh man, why is my business slowing down? Oh, that's right. So what I really challenge you to do is get a calendar. I like to use this one, like one that you can write on, like write the days, something like this, you know, where you have the days. Make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 1. And you look at your week and write down, I've reached out to these 5 people, I've done these 3 follow-ups, I've done this 1. Now that's not going to be your follow-up system. That writing it down is just for you to see how you did at the end of the week. Did I consistently do 5-3-1 every single day? And if you notice on your calendar, ooh, whoops, I missed a day. Okay, then that's great. Then the next day, do 10-6-2. Okay, so you keep your numbers really consistent. If you'll do that, I guarantee you your business will grow. You'll be planting seeds and you'll grow. So challenge you to DMO. I'm going to challenge you all to plan some type of event. Now, this doesn't mean an event like a big, huge opportunity event like we just did the Holiday Inn. You do not need to do that. But planning small events, like a small, you can call it a sip and see, you can call it an information event. Certainly, if you're getting started, you need to do a launch business event. If you're a team leader and you brought on new level 1s, get them to plan a launch event within the first 30 days of getting started. That is proven. All these things that I'm saying are not things that are coming out of my own head. I'm not making this stuff up. This is all stuff that I've learned from other successful people that I'm bringing to you all. So you want to get those launch events on the calendar. Get them to do it. They do not need to be fancy. They do not need to have fancy tablecloths. All you need to do is let people try some pink drink, have a few catalogs. You don't even have to have the product. If you have a product display, great. That's great. But if you don't have all the products, who cares? Because the point is, get people to hear about what we're talking about. And also, it doesn't matter honestly, if nobody you want people to show up. But if nobody shows up, that's okay too. And the reason why is because just the process of doing it, planning it, thinking about it, getting yourself ready for it is learning. So and there's no such thing as failure in this business. Everything we do we learn from it, and it gets us to the next step and the next level. So I don't want you, let's again, get outside your comfort zone, plan those events. I would love to see as a kind of a team goal for if we had something going on every week somewhere somewhere, something weekly for people to go to. So there's this, there's a meeting, a sip and see in Chesapeake. There's one in Virginia Beach. There's one in Portsmouth. There's one in Newport News. If we have our calendar full, that would be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so I challenge you all to do those. Another way a really great way to do those sip and sees or those events, or to grab a power partner. They'll never do this business alone. So get somebody to do it with you. Both of you guys work together, bring your people, bring your teams together. It can be someone on your team, but it can also be what we call a sideline. So that might be like, I'm looking here at my people that are right in front of me. So Lisa Weinkoop and Bethany Haywood say, let's power team partner together. They're both my level ones, but they both have really strong, great teams. They bring their teams together. And there's something really nice about doing that. And it's really, really effective. So I want you to get power partners and plan events. Let's see. What else I had on my challenges? I made up some challenges before I started this call. Let's see. It's super, we talk a lot. Every Sunday I kind of start talking about, make sure you're setting your goals for the week. Be a good goal setter. I'm just going to keep preaching that, because being successful without a plan is just kind of like a dream. In order to get to your vacation spot, you have to have a map. You kind of have to know where you're going, and so you got to have it mapped out. And so being a great goal setter is going to be very important for the success of our businesses. So I like to sit down every Sunday night and really start thinking about, what do I want my week to look like? Okay, set my goals. So I want to reach out to this many people. I want to have this many face-to-faces. And, how many people do I want to bring on board? How many ambassadors do I want to reach out to? Who am I going to reach out to? Who am I going to connect with? So really being a great goal setter is great. It's great it makes you feel more organized too. And then you don't end up on Friday like, what did I do all week? You have a map. So be a good goal setter. And then the last thing, and then we're going to end a little bit early tonight, you guys. I want to encourage you all. We talk a lot about, that getting to Maui. That's a really, really wonderful goal for everybody to have. When you get to the rank of emeralds, you all know you get to go. Well, it's a great pay raise, and you get to go to Maui in September for you and your spouse or you and your friend to go, all expenses paid, first class, wonderful opportunity, wonderful trip. Plus you get the car. So getting to that emerald level is super exciting and just a wonderful goal to have. And so if you're thinking, yes, I would love to get there, that's what I want to do, but I don't know if I can, I want to tell you right now, there are so many people in this company that get to that level between that 4 and 6 month mark. Okay, that is completely attainable. All right, do not think that it's not attainable. We know my sponsor Celeste Gwynn got to emerald in 4 months, I think. Yeah. I can think of Michelle Robertson, who was in Raleigh. She did it in like 4 or 5 months. Kendra, who was on our call last night, got to emerald in 6 months. So there's tons and tons and tons of examples. And there's no cookie cutter of why these people got to emerald. They didn't just get lucky. They didn't have a bunch of sorority sisters that signed up. They decided that they were going to do it. And they decided to make intentional sacrifices, and they decided to work really, really hard to make it happen. And that's what this is all about. It's really about what we're willing to do to get there. And so if you have it, if you're thinking, I would just really love to do that, make some short-term sacrifices, really get your business revved up and go for it, because you've got 6 months to get there by the July 31st to be able to make it to the trip in Hawaii. And I want you all to be there. As I think about like going to Hawaii in September, like I want my people there. I want all of you guys there, because it's going to be really, really fun if we're together and just because we're a team. And so that's my goal for all of you guys, is I am so here for every single one of you. There's 14 of you guys on the call right now, and we've got a big team. And so I don't care where you are, and I don't like the word downline, honestly, because we're a team. I don't care where you are on the spectrum. If you're, sponsors 3 people away from me, you know what? If it's in your heart and you have the passion to go for this business and to be successful and you want it, I want it with you. And so find me, reach out, let's get together, let's have calls, let's do this thing. because that's really where my heart is for all of you now. You know, I feel so super blessed to have been able to rank to emeralds, and everything in my world sort of change in that, because of the financial blessing and the leadership position and all of it. And so I just really, it's such a wonderful place to be. I just want that so bad for all of you, because I love you all so much. And so anyway, that's just my offer. I don't know what that looks like for us, but you just know that whatever I can do to help you get there, I'm all about it. So that's that, you guys. And I love you guys. There we go. I'm gonna stop recording. Got my